First Contact Fallout Commander Elena Reyes stared at the holographic display. Her dark eyes narrowed as she tracked the unidentified object that had entered Earth's orbit 12 hours ago. The Orbital Defense Station Artemis, humanity's most advanced space platform, had detected the anomaly during a routine scan. Unlike space debris or satellites, this object moved with purpose, adjusting its trajectory in ways that defied natural physics. "Analysis complete, Commander," Lieutenant Park announced, his voice tight with tension. "It's definitely artificial, and definitely not one of ours." Elena's heart raced, but her voice remained steady. "Composition? Unknown alloys. Energy signature unlike anything in our database." Park looked up from his console. "It's transmitting, ma'am. Weak signal encrypted directed toward deep space." The implications settled over the bridge like a heavy blanket. After centuries of wondering, searching the stars with increasingly powerful telescopes and radio arrays, the answer to humanity's oldest question had arrived without warning. We are not alone. "Alert United Defense Council," Elena ordered. "Priority Alpha. First Contact Protocol is now active." Within hours, Earth's most powerful leaders gathered in the subterranean chambers beneath Geneva. The United Defense Council had been formed after the resource wars of 2089, uniting Earth's nations under a single defensive strategy while maintaining individual sovereignty in domestic matters. Now they faced the scenario they had only theorized about. Secretary General Marcus Chen studied the probe's specifications on his tablet. "It's just sitting there watching us?" "Correct, sir," Elena replied, standing at attention before the semicircle of leaders. "Our analysis suggests it's a reconnaissance probe, gathering data on our technology, communications, and defense capabilities." Admiral Kwame Ose, head of Earth's combined fleet, leaned forward. "Can we capture it? Study it?" "We've positioned 3 stealth vessels around it," Elena explained. "We're ready to attempt capture on your command." Before any decision could be made, Lieutenant Park's voice came through Elena's comm unit. "Commander, the probe is broadcasting. Planet-wide, all frequencies." The chamber's main screen activated, showing a humanoid figure with iridescent blue skin, elongated limbs, and eyes like liquid mercury. When it spoke, its thin lips didn't synchronize with the perfectly translated words flowing from speakers around the room. "People of Earth, we bring greetings from the Galactic hegemony. Your civilization has been observed and deemed ready for contact. The hegemony encompasses 10,000 star systems, hundreds of intelligent species living in harmony under unified rule. We extend an invitation to join our prosperous community of worlds." The alien's message continued, describing the benefits of joining the hegemony: advanced technology, interstellar travel, medical breakthroughs, and protection from less civilized species. The terms seemed generous, the alien's tone benevolent. After the transmission ended, the council chamber remained silent for several heartbeats. "They make it sound like we're being invited to an exclusive club," Admiral Ose said finally. Dr. Sophia Valdez, Earth's leading xenolinguist, shook her head. "That wasn't an invitation. Note the phrasing, they've deemed us ready, they're not asking." "I concur," said General Wu, the weathered commander of Earth's ground forces. "This has the hallmarks of standard imperial expansion. They come bearing gifts and promises, but the subtext is clear. Join or face consequences." "Let's not jump to conclusions," Secretary General Chen cautioned. "This represents the greatest opportunity in human history. We should respond diplomatically, buy time to assess their true intentions." Elena's comm unit chimed again. "Commander, Dr. Ismail from Cyber Command requests immediate audience. Says it's critical." Dr. Fatima Ismail was Earth's foremost expert on encryption and digital security. Her presence in the council chamber, usually reserved for military and political leaders, underscored the urgency of her discovery. "The transmission contains embedded code," she explained, projecting complex patterns onto the main screen. "It's sophisticated, designed to infiltrate our systems, map our networks, establish backdoors, but there's more." She paused, her expression grim. "Hidden in the encryption pattern is data about Earth, population centers, resource deposits, military installations, Some of this information they couldn't possibly know without prior reconnaissance. "You're saying they've been watching us?" Elena stated. "For years, at minimum," Dr. Ismail confirmed. "And there's something else. References to acquisition protocols and resource extraction quotas. This isn't first contact. It's a preliminary invasion assessment." The council erupted in debate. Some advocated immediate military response, others caution and continued diplomacy. Secretary General Chen finally raised his hand for silence. "We respond diplomatically," he decided. "Express interest, request more information, ask for time to consider their generous offer. Meanwhile, we prepare. Every defense system, every weapon, every ship on high alert, but keep it discreet. If they're watching as closely as Dr. Ismail suggests, we don't want to tip our hand." For 6 months, Earth played the part of the grateful, awestruck primitive civilization. Diplomatic channels opened. Small delegations of hegemony representatives visited Earth, always escorted, always monitored. They brought technological samples. Nothing militarily significant but impressive enough to dazzle. Medical devices that could cure previously terminal diseases, energy cells with 10 times the capacity of Earth's best batteries, food production systems that could end hunger. Behind the EID scenes, Earth scientists worked feverishly. The alien technology, while advanced, followed principles that human science could understand and increasingly replicate. More importantly, they discovered vulnerabilities, weaknesses in hegemony systems that no one who believed themselves utterly superior would think to protect. Elena Reyes, now promoted to admiral and placed in command of Earth's orbital defenses, knew the charade couldn't last forever. The hegemony representatives were growing impatient with Earth's delays and excuses. The attack came without warning. 20 hegemony warships emerged from faster-than-light travel at the edge of the solar system, accelerating toward Earth. Their communication was brief. Earth had exhausted the hegemony's patience. The planet would now be brought into compliance by force. "They're deploying fighters," Lieutenant Park reported, his voice steady despite the circumstances. "Energy weapons. Charging. Their approach vector suggests they're targeting our major defense installations first." Elena nodded, unsurprised. "Right on schedule." She opened a channel to Secretary General Chen. "Sir, we have inbound hostiles. Permission to activate Prometheus protocol?" Chen's response came immediately. "Granted, Admiral. Show them what humanity does to unwelcome guests." Elena allowed herself a small smile. "All stations, Prometheus protocol active. Unmasked defenses disable stealth shields, bring all weapons online." Throughout the solar system, humanity's true preparations revealed themselves. Orbital platforms that had appeared to be civilian research stations shed their disguises, exposing weapon arrays. Hidden missile silos on the moon opened. A dozen stealth destroyers built in secret using adapted hegemony technology decloaked in the invaders' path. Most significantly, the quantum disruptors, devices designed specifically to interfere with hegemony shield and weapon systems, activated, creating a web of energy that enveloped the approaching fleet. The lead hegemony ship fired at an orbital defense platform, but the energy beam dispersed harmlessly against shields far more powerful than Earth should possess. The alien vessels suddenly found their own shields fluctuating, communications garbled, targeting systems malfunctioning. "They're confused," Park reported, unable to keep the satisfaction from his voice. "Their formation is breaking." "Deploy the Valkyries," Elena ordered. From hangars across Earth's surface and orbital stations, hundreds of fighters launched, smaller, more agile, and deadlier than anything the hegemony had encountered before. These weren't the primitive craft they expected from a pre-FTL civilization. These were predators, designed specifically to exploit the weaknesses Earth had discovered in hegemony technology. The space around Earth erupted in battle. Hegemony ships, their technological superiority neutralized by the quantum disruptors, found themselves outmaneuvered and outgunned. 3 alien vessels exploded in rapid succession. 2 more, crippled and venting atmosphere, attempted retreat. Elena opened a communication channel to the hegemony flagship. "This is Admiral Elena Reyes of Earth's United Defense Forces. Your invasion has failed." Withdraw immediately or face complete destruction. The alien commander, his blue skin now pale with shock, appeared on screen. This is impossible. You are a primitive species. You cannot possess such technology. Your first mistake, Elena replied calmly, was thinking we were primitive just because we haven't spread beyond our solar system. Your second was threatening our home. As the remaining hegemony ships retreated, Secretary General Chen joined Elena on the command deck of Artemis Station. Together they watched the battlefield displays showing the retreating alien vessels and the wreckage of those that hadn't survived humanity's defense. This is only the beginning, Chen said quietly. They'll be back, with a larger force. Elena nodded. Yes, but now they know what they're facing. And by the time they return, she gestured to a different display, showing Earth's shipyards already beginning construction of vessels far more advanced than those that had just defeated the hegemony's first wave. We'll be ready, she finished, and they'll regret ever finding Earth. Hegemony fleet entering Jupiter's gravity well, announced the tactical officer. Their formation is spreading to encircle the planet. They're searching for us, Commander Okafor observed. They know we're here somewhere. Zhang nodded. Let them come a little closer. Dr. Okafor, status of the Prometheus array. On the main screen, Dr. Maya Okafor appeared from her control center deep within Jupiter's largest moon, Ganymede. Array fully charged, Admiral. Ready on your command. Hegemony. Vessels are launching fighters, warned the tactical officer. They're beginning atmospheric scans of Jupiter. Zhang checked the deployment one final time. Every human ship was in position, weapons hot but dormant to avoid detection. The Allied alien vessels had integrated perfectly into the battle plan, positioned to exploit gaps in the hegemony formation that only former subjects would recognize. They're passing the optimal activation point in 3, 2, 1. Activate Prometheus, Zhang ordered. From Ganymede, invisible to normal sensors, the array fired. Not a beam or a missile, but a wave of energy that spread outward, catching the hegemony fleet at its most vulnerable moment, when their shields were reconfigured for atmospheric scanning. The effect was immediate and devastating. Hegemony ships lost power, their lights flickering as emergency systems struggled to compensate. Their precise formation dissolved into disarray as thrusters fired randomly, communications failed, and command ships suddenly found themselves unable to coordinate their fleets. Now, said Zhang simply, across Jupiter's orbit, human vessels dropped their stealth fields and attacked. Unlike the defensive actions of previous encounters, this was a precisely coordinated assault, targeting command, vessels and power cores. Karsa ships, smaller but incredibly agile, darted between the massive hegemony warships, exploiting weaknesses in their architecture that only former servants would know. The hegemony flagship is hailing us, reported Lieutenant Rodriguez. On a screen, Zhang ordered. Supreme Commander Zalvek of the hegemony appeared, his usual composure shattered. Behind him, bridge officers frantically worked at malfunctioning consoles amid flashing emergency lights. This assault is futile, the alien commander declared, though his voice lacked conviction. The hegemony controls 10,000 worlds. You cannot hope to prevail. We don't need to defeat your entire empire today, Zhang replied calmly. We just need to make taking Earth cost more than it's worth. As they spoke, the battle continued to unfold in humanity's favor. The Prometheus array had exceeded expectations, leaving the hegemony fleet paralyzed long enough for Earth's forces to inflict catastrophic damage. Commander Zalvek, Zhang continued, I am authorized to offer terms. Withdraw all hegemony forces from the Sol system. Acknowledge Earth's independence and sovereignty. In return, we will cease fire and allow your remaining vessels to depart. The alien commander's mercury eyes narrowed. You speak as if you have the upper hand, human. Look around you. Zhang gestured to a tactical display showing the battle. Nearly half the hegemony fleet was already destroyed or disabled. I do have the upper hand. After a moment's hesitation, the alien commander nodded stiffly. We will withdraw. But know this, the hegemony does not forget defiance. Before you go, Zhang said, I have a message for your Council of Hierarchs. My government has authorized me to deliver humanity's final warning to the galaxy. Zhang activated a prepared transmission. On every functioning screen across the hegemony, Fleet Secretary General Chen appeared. People of the hegemony, for too long you have expanded across the stars, subjugating species, exploiting resources, imposing your will on those you deemed inferior. Today that expansion stops. Earth stands not just for humanity, but for all species who desire freedom from your control. We have shared our technology with the Karsa, the Novali, and the Treski, former subjects of your empire who now stand with us as equals. We offer the same to any who wish to throw off your yoke. This is humanity's warning to the galaxy. Earth is not for conquest. Attempt to subjugate us or our allies again, and next time, we won't stop at defense. We will bring the fight to your core worlds. Choose carefully. Peace is our preference. War is our specialty. The transmission ended. Commander Zalvek's expression was unreadable, but the slight tremor in his elongated fingers betrayed his shock. You have 1 hour to begin your withdrawal, Zhang said simply and cut the connection. On the bridge of the Defiant, a cheer went up as the hegemony ships began a ragged retreat. Zhang allowed it briefly before calling for silence. This isn't over, he reminded his crew. Today we've won our independence, but the galaxy just became a much more complicated place. Commander Okafor approached, offering a data tablet. Sir, we're receiving signals from 12 other systems, all current hegemony subjects. They're asking for our help. Zhang accepted the tablet, scanning the messages with growing concern. Earth had proven that resistance was possible, and now the carefully maintained order of the hegemony was beginning to fracture. Humanity had never sought to become revolutionaries, but they had inadvertently lit a spark that was spreading rapidly across the stars. Inform Secretary General Chen, he ordered, and prepare diplomatic packages for each system. If they want to fight for their freedom, we'll show them how. As the last hegemony vessel limped away from Jupiter, Ambassador Talorn joined Zhang at the viewport. Together, they watched the gas giant's swirling storms, so like the political maelstrom they had just unleashed across the galaxy. My people have a saying, Talorn offered. The most dangerous predator is not the largest or strongest, but the one with nothing left to lose. Zhang nodded. On Earth, we say something similar. Beware the fury of a patient man. The hegemony. Never understood that. Talorn's crystalline form shimmered with emotion. They conquered through overwhelming force, never comprehending that oppression breeds resistance. They understand now, Zhang said softly, watching as the tactical display showed the enemy fleet retreating toward the edge of the solar system. And so does the rest of the galaxy. Earth isn't just defended, it's armed and ready. The message was clear. Humanity would not be conquered. They would not be subjugated. And any who tried would face the full ingenuity, adaptability, and determination of a species that had spent its entire history fighting. Against nature, against itself, and now against the stars. The age of hegemony dominance was ending. The age of liberation had begun.